sports tech is kind of a big deal right now, so it's one that many billionaires are leaping into.
Downloaded the app right away, and it was instantly the best thing I'd ever used to capture sports highlights.
So we try to solve it with KlutchShots and KlutchShots AI. Basically, we make it so nobody has to ever shoot video again.
You're taking analytics to a whole nother level.
There's one thing in the world that will never beat generative AI, ever. Sports.
Welcome back to the lounge. This is a Beyond the Game edition. You'll see an additional human here that's normally not on the show.
You got my logo up?
We got the logo. Logo will be flying in at some point.
Wow.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh, I'm honored, though, to be here with Jeff. Everybody's going to know we're like spearheading something that's going to be big.
This is huge. I just showed you the technology for the first time. You're blown away. Your old eyes couldn't see what the normal camera does.
True. That's what I got my readers.
But when you apply the AI, you got it.
You make me read. I got my readers.
So I haven't seen you in a while, Steffond. Before we're going to talk over Jeff, and then we'll bring Jeff in the conversation. But you haven't been here for a couple weeks. Tell us about the trip real quick.
Well, before I talk about the trip, I don't know how you got all this done in such a short period of time. I've only been gone
10 days.
10 days.
To another part of the world.
You're a monster. Every day this guy amazes me on, I was talking about two kinds of time, the chronology of time and the sequence of time. And how people's expectations versus anticipation. With Ben, I used to have these, expectations that he would do this, do that, or whatever. I wouldn't do this and wouldn't do that. Then I started just anticipating, what's this guy going to do next? Because from an entrepreneurial standpoint, he's perpetual motion. He's always moving, so he's not missing any opportunities because he's going through so much volume of stuff. And he processes it and implement stuff like, I have great ideas. And thank God I met him because he started saying, Steffond, you got some amazing ideas, but you got to start figuring out which ones you can actually act on and implement. And he's good at filtering the stuff that's actually doable for his business. And a lot of times I was saying, I was like, dang, I said, but that's not good for my business. He said, you're going to learn. You'll learn. So I'm learning to be more efficient in how I look at ideas versus the process of sequence, working against the chronology of time to make sure I'm on point like him right now. So
and execution.
Execution is critical.
That is into execution.
It's critical. It's critical, but there's no chance of execution if you don't, do the first three. But the trip to Asia is like coming back to America now. It's like going back in time. It's like I'm a caveman again, from the food to the fast pace, to the technology, to the how cordial people are. And you live there, you were born there and raised there. So you understand that Asia is now the new hub. Thanks to a lot of politicians that have just been asleep in Washington, people are going to get a huge wake-up call here soon on just how far behind we are. And our president said he likes the uneducated. Well, boy, we got a lot of those, and we're going to have a lot more if it keeps going like it's going. But for me, it was just a culture shock of just how things work over there efficiently because there's so many people, right? And they're living on practically, fractions of what Americans make, the poorest Americans. And we're still complaining. And those people make it work somehow.
And they're happy. They're super happy.
100% happy because they're not trying to blame anybody for anything. They wait in line. They accept that, hey, I don't have any privileges. There's no government political party working for me. That's me getting out here making it happen day by day, 24 hours, or it's not going to happen. So trip was wonderful.
Japan and Thailand.
Japan is at another level, but Japan from the technological side, but Japan is looked at as a lagger in that space. So think about that one.
I'm going to come back to that because I'm curious about the trip. I thought you were trying to play up in the under 60 league in FIMBA or something.
Right.
Is that what's going on?
Man, you know what? That's gone. Those days are long gone, man.
We'll hear more about your trip.
Yeah, we'll talk about the mission part, the religious part, or the spiritual part another show. But it was a great trip.
We missed you, man.
Well, thanks, sir.
Gotta get you back with Pierce.
When you told me Jeff was going to be on the show, I was like, okay,
you came back, man.
I can't miss this flight.
That's right.
So I almost missed it, Jeff.
So we have Jeff Snyder here of KlutchShots AI, and I was just showing Steffond earlier the technology, which he was blown away by, and I was too when I first used it. Clutch shots. I'm going to do a terrible job explaining it, but I'm going to try my best first, and then you can actually say what it really is.
Hopefully, I'm better. All right.
But there's a. I'll do a better job than Steffond. Okay. All right. So it's an app, and you shoot sports content in an app, and when you shoot it horizontal on your phone, but within seconds it changes it into a vertical AI view. And I was just showing Steffond a clip from my son. You look at the horizontal, and you can't even tell who has the ball. You certainly can't tell the move he's making. But then immediately, with a couple clicks, you've got a close-up and a camera that's following him, and you can see every move.
2 seconds.
All along the way.
It does all that in 2 seconds.
2 seconds. So I was amazed the first time I used it. When we were at I think Steffond and I were together at a Gasso tournament. Downloaded the app right away, and it was instantly the best thing I'd ever used to capture sports highlights. So
super cool.
That's my practical definition, explanation of it, but maybe you can give us a more technical one just as the founder.
And I remember actually meeting you afterwards, which was great. We were just starting out. So yeah, I guess for everybody's kind of throwing the term AI out there. We're actually really doing it on device, but we saw a huge problem for parents and kids that don't want to shoot video and want to watch their kid play, but want the video highlights later. And it's just a big problem. So we try to solve it with KlutchShots and KlutchShots AI. Basically we make it so nobody has to ever shoot video again. They just set their phone on a tripod, horizontal. It captures a wide view. And nobody ever has to edit video again because we have a thing called instant highlights. So the plays happen that you actually want to capture. You just tap your Apple Watch or double tap your device, grabs the highlight. Within seconds, it's reframed vertically, zooms in, tracks the action. So it's social media ready within seconds. And then we have another cool feature that allows us to do something more like the pros. We're trying to get pro quality highlights for these kids. And we have a thing called crowd capture that grabs not just the 5 to 20 seconds of video from your device, but it grabs it from every KlutchShots user around the court or field. So then you get multi-angle highlights. So it's a lot like the pros. It's an app in your pocket, and it's kind of like having an ESPN truck.
I remember seeing that. I forgot to mention that the first time that we used it, you guys had multiple cameras set up. So I got to see the best version of KlutchShots, where we had like camera on, I think, both sides, and then maybe a parent was shooting on one baseline, another parent was shooting on the other. But it takes in, if there's 10 different parents on the app at the same time, it is taking in every single one of those angles.
Right. So you never get a bad shot. You get, certain plays are in one half court, certain one of the other ones. Sometimes somebody walks in front of your shot. Everybody's missed a shot they were trying to get of their kid, and their kid has the kid wants the shot. No excuses. So yeah, we made it, we think, something really cool and really easy. And we have a consumer version, and we're actually building out an enterprise level version for tournaments and things like that.
Now, I was told not to say this, so I can't say the team or the coach. But I got invited to a game. You invited me to NBA game, and we were meeting with the coach afterwards. And he said there are cameras that they've installed all throughout the stadium, and those cameras are live all time, like when they're in practice, whenever, and it is capturing kind of everything that's happening on the court, player by player. So it's picking up jersey number, and even in practice sessions, it's showing. Can't mention the player's name, right? Superstar, how he shot at practice today, right? And certainly it's taking that in the games, and it's tracking improvements from practice to game, etc. Your technology has a lot of those components, because I know there's jersey number that you can select in there, and you guys are evolving, the technology over time. So when you talk about pro sports quality, I already know what's happening in pro sports that a lot of people aren't even aware of. But what's coming? I know you're continuing to evolve. Like, is there anything you can tell us that's coming soon, or that we can expect to see that's moving in that direction?
Sure. And when we say pro quality, it's more about, there's a lot of, so a lot of parents will hire kids to shoot who are pro shooters will come and shoot for kids at their tournaments and games and things, and that can cost between $50 to $300. So it's a really expensive thing to get that. It also takes days to weeks to get the footage, and so that's what I sort of mean when I say pro quality. So it's like a professional shooter, and you're just doing it on an app. And so one of the things that is coming soon is, like I said, this enterprise version. So we're going to be able to we're working with some great partners like Made Hoops, some other opportunities for other camps and tournaments, and we will be able to put our cameras up, and it'll capture everything. Everybody can get all the highlights. They don't have to do anything, just walk off the court. And one of the other elements to ours that we didn't talk about is the speed of it. So for us, speed is important. Like, you have a kid, and when does he want the highlights from the
Right
game?
now.
He wants them as soon as he walks off the court, right? And that's what we do. And so it was actually kind of my North Star was for my daughter, who was my best athlete. She played volleyball, and I was like, imagine being able to be on the drive home from her game and have her in the car going through her highlights and posting them to social. So that was the dream. That was the North Star, and we can do that. So now we're actually just improving upon
I
that.
noticed something in the app that I thought was relatively new, though, where you could even select the type of highlight it was. Like, was this a good, I may be wrong, but like good defensive play or offensive play or made shot or whatever.
Yeah, I saw the new tags.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing, and some of that is we'll be getting to the place where we can do that autonomously. Right now, we have human tagging, so you could basically, hey, it's a great play, it's a good defensive play. There's a clipboard in there.
Coaching moment.
Well, that's right. For coaching moments is a big thing. We were talking about it actually with your son earlier, and so like for coaches to be able to see it, video is the best training tool. And so imagine in a game they do something, you can grab that. They have the video, you have access to it. You don't have to go over the game film with them. They see the play. Coach can tell you what it was, or you can hear him yelling from the sidelines. Either way, and they know what to do. And there's also some funny ones. There's some funny moments that happen in games that you kind of want to capture too. So we capture the video, allow you to tag them, organize them, filter them, and we'll be able to do that through massive amounts of tournaments, players, games once we get the enterprise level.
So imagine like with Pierce, Steffond, if you said, hey, I can't be at that game, that next game, but I've been working with him on whatever, the offensive left arm swipe. I can specifically tag that, right? Like as a coaching moment, and then hopefully, I don't know if this will be coming soon, but like the ideal for me would be to take those 7 coaching clips and send those to you, and not be distracted with all the 3-pointers he makes, all those other things that maybe he's doing well. So I thought that was cool, like being able to tag those and be able to segment them out.
Right, and focus on it, and then get your imprint. And maybe he does great in 4 of them, and there's 3 that he could work on, and you can show him exactly what he did and what he needs to do. Right?
No, it's amazing. Like I said before, Karl Malone said, I want to debate the guy that came up with this word analytics. It's cringeworthy, right? Like analytics, you're taking analytics to a whole nother level with this, because all the coaches they just need to know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. They can't correct what they don't know. So now you're catching, real time some of these things happening. And if you can correct as a coach, real time something happening, and you sit over there with a clipboard on the sideline, you got actual video to show the guy in a timeout or at a halftime or whatever. That's a whole nother level to what you have as far as technology. And if the opponent has it as well, so it's gonna do a lot of things for a lot of people in a lot of ways. Application part is where I'm at. It's when you say, how you raise funds or how you get people interested, that's in the application part. And that's where my brain is, because like you said, it's your daughter out of necessity. You came up with this amazing technology right now. And my brain is just going on, is this the best way or the only way or the most efficient or, lucrative way, right? It's all the above, but you're on to something amazing. And it's just a matter of time before somebody smart enough to figure it out, is that, hey, this is the designated sport that we're going to use this for. It'd be golf or whatever, but somebody's going to figure it out.
How do you get it out there? Because it's noisy, man. There's so many, and I'm not going to list all the quote competitors or apps by name, but there's a lot of apps. There's a lot of AI apps or have AI in their name. Youth sports is massive industry. Like, how are you guys getting the name out there right now?
It's not just massive, it's super fragmented too. So it's interesting because to your point about capital, there's a ton of billionaires coming into it. But being a really big, really fragmented industry, it's hard, right? And there's a bunch of people out there saying they do AI when they don't necessarily do AI. So that's frustrating, but just things you have to deal with. So for us, what we've done is kind of take this real startup mentality of 0 to 1. Like, how do we do this? Show people like yourself, like you're a user, but we've had a number of talks, right? Like, and so for us, it's getting out there, talking to people, and then partnering up with organizations. So who are great organizations? So we're going to those people, like, that Made Hoops is one. There's others in basketball. There's some in volleyball, and then we're trying to reach out to high level. So I found honestly a big piece of it for us was finding a creative director, like somebody who knew the space, could do the videos. Like, we have the technology, but we need to show people how to use it the right way. And so I amazingly found this guy, Irv Garduno, who I think will be the face of the company. Like, he knows basketball ground. I mean, he is grassroots basketball. He knows it, he lives it, and he knows everybody. And so working with Irv, he was able to get us great content from our device, from our technology, which is huge. So that's a huge part, getting people to know about it. But then it's also being able to show people, right? So he's been able to show huge names like Chris Paul, a bunch of other folks. He's been able to get it to some athletes. So we just signed our first influencer deal. So we're working with Caden Bailey, who's a great young player, and starting to talk to some other folks in sports as far as NIL things. We met at a tournament that Chris Paul was at and Irv was at. Met a guy who's a great guy, KJ Smith. He's Kenny the Jet Smith's son, who's an agent. He fell in love with it in seconds. So we've built the technology, we've built the infrastructure, we built the foundation. Now we're starting to get the momentum of some people who see the need and really understand, like, get it and see the benefit. And KJ's a great one, but his dad, Kenny the Jet Smith, still shoots his son and daughter at their games with his phone.
Yeah.
So he, like, literally sees an NBA legend doing the thing that this solves, right? And so that's it. For us, it's more about the people, the groups. We're going to start to reach out with, like, influencer and affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of getting to top level people in the space that see the benefit.
The influencer thing makes a lot of sense. Like, just seeing if they've already got a ton of followers, having your little KlutchShots logo on that highlight reel that they post, and having a link there to download the app or whatever action you want to take. I think that makes the most sense. I see it. I mean, I go to basketball games and I see all these parents just with their iPhone video app, and I want to tell them, hey, there's a better way, but it's in the middle of the game. It's hard for me, even though I'm a raving fan of the technology, it's hard for me to convert people because I'm not going to stop shooting myself. And then once the game's over, it's kind of over, right? They maybe remember it next time, maybe not.
Right.
But I like the influencer track. We've tried that at the Gents Place many times. It just doesn't really work necessarily for us. But I think for an app that's video based, like, if I were you, I'd go hard. I'd go hard there.
I think that's the thing. And then we're working with a guy. Hopefully we get him on board this week. But he's a major influence in basketball, in girls basketball, which you haven't really started to hit yet. But he was blown away. In fact, a competitor was trying to sign him. He saw our tech through Irv, and he was like, he told Irv, he's like, I don't want to hear this. I was going to sign this deal, and now he's not signing with the competitor or supposed competitor, and he's working with us.
Yeah.
So he's really pumped about it, and being able to get it out to tournaments, to clubs, things like that. And these kids need the video. Like, some of them truly need it for scouting. Some of them just want it or need it for social stuff. So it's a big deal they need, and I think we're helping to service that.
No question. Steffond had a crazy idea over the weekend. He wanted to know if your app would work shooting someone cutting hair. So we're going to try this afterwards.
Yeah, that sport. It's a sport.
It's a
right?
sport.
No, it's not.
Follow the Clippers.
That's perfect for Beyond the Game. Cutting hair.
That's right. We're going to try it out.
Does LeBron have a podcast where they're in a barbershop?
They
Oh,
do.
yeah.
He does.
The shot or something like
But
that.
when I heard Clutch Shots, I was thinking it was Clutch. What's
Group?
the
Clutch
guy?
Voice Group?
Yeah, I was
Hmm.
like,
Maybe one day.
when he
They'll
right today,
sponsor.
just today, because when this thing goes wherever it's going, they're like, hey man, look into this. We
Very
might need,
happy to talk to
we
them.
might need to take this
Absolutely.
over. And to me, man, if it were anything but technology, you could just sit on it and wait until the right person comes. But the way this game plays, that you're in a tough game,
It's moving fast.
it's moving at the speed of sound. But what I think the real opportunity is in the NIL space, because that's like the wild, wild west right now. And people are very pretentious and they're very, self-centered and self-absorbed. So if I'm working with someone like you and trying to push this thing out, I want to get that person that's out there that's, he's just the only fan guy of not being only fan, right? He's just out there trying to promote himself beyond whatever. And he's got an affiliation with you and all the up and coming athletes that are trying to take advantage of his NIL. I would, a Shadur, Sanders, or anybody of those guys that you could just borrow their name just to get just to piggyback long enough for the technology to get out there and for them to have enough stock in your company that when
that's the challenge, because you have like Texas Tech football is crazy right now, but you have an 18-year-old signing a guaranteed $5+ million contract to go play freshman year at Texas Tech football. So the hard thing from brands is you see this 18-year-old, he's putting himself out there, he has a following, and you go with stock in your company, and he's like, is it worth at least $5 million? I'm only doing $5 million deals. I'm not sure if that's how he thinks, but that's the challenge for us, is like, you can't even present a good enough deal.
No, you don't. There's no deal to present to him other than, okay, so you got this kid, he's 18, he's already got the $5 million deal. So now we got, Clutch Shots following him or capturing him every way you can capture him, from every way that there's a camera out there capturing anything about. He's got his own channel or his own platform, he's promoting himself, and whoever else these NIL advertisers are. I mean, that's 24-hour advertisement with the guy that's got a huge following. So you're not having to pay him as much as you're saying whatever you generate, you're making. Right? So you're generating hits, get paid with Google with the hits or the clicks or whatever. I mean, I'm showing my ignorance right now, my technology, okay? How much time I spend on trying to promote me online. If you go online, I'm a very cyclical person online, okay? I don't have an online presence. But there's a lot of people that I'm just thinking, if you could tap into the visibility of, you saying, the influencer market in the sports space, the guy grow with me. Do a Michael Jordan with me with the shoe with Nike. Don't hit me over the head with money right now. Look at the opportunity. There's somebody going to be smart enough to figure this thing out, that you're going to be getting clutch shots of them in ways that no other company or other person, you call them what, shooters, can get.
Well, it's interesting because that's like the traditional way to do influencer marketing, I think, is to get the highest name recognition or highest follower count. And we've thought about it and actually don't, kind of to your point, Ben, is it's very expensive. What's the return on investment, all that sort of thing. And it's interesting talking to some people and having kind of my own thoughts and perspective and Irv's connections, that actually, like, the top rated or the kids with the most followers isn't necessarily the best bet. And for a couple reasons. One, they don't have to be. They're the top kids, and they don't necessarily have to be as engaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing, so that's like the kids that are 10,000, 20,000 followers. They probably have more engagement. They're more interacting with their fans and that sort of thing, which is better for a brand. But I also think, like, for us, our technology isn't like a soda or something else that's just, hey, I want to see them using the product. Our product helps them with their influence, right? And so there's a dynamic relationship there that it actually can benefit them. And that's so getting a somebody who's not at the highest follower count is actually beneficial for us, because we can show how you use our product and actually gain grow your following, right?
Mhm.
So if you can do that, I think it shows the benefit of our product to everyone. The person who we partner with is getting benefit as well, right? So it's not just a cash transaction. That's something we think is beneficial for them and for us.
Everybody that doesn't know, let's talk about beyond the game at a whole nother level. Let's talk Pierce's situation. So look at all the angles of how Pierce's situation is applicable for something like this. It's a miracle that he's even out on the court.
Yes.
So you talk about someone like that and his journey and tying it to this beyond the game and the medical component to it and all the other stuff. I mean, I'm following you. I'm tracking with you on a lot that you guys already have. So this train has already left the station on which, trajectory that you're going. I'm a guy that's, throwing stuff on the wall. And, if you see something you like, scrape it off.
You're an idea smith. I like it.
Yeah, I'm just, it's another name for it in Texas. It's got a B and a S on it. So but, to some people it's not, that it's actually useful as fertilizer. So some people don't have any use for it. But there's a before and after. There's BCAD, where you were before Irv and where you're at after Irv and the time period it took to get there.
Yeah. And we're bringing on advisors who also get, some equity as well.
I'm working a deal for myself.
So you got to watch out for Steffond.
Right.
He'll lead you to a place, and then he's already got the paperwork.
The cap table changed in that conversation.
I've already got the money guy sitting here. I'm just trying to see if you follow. If he's slow.
This is exactly what we just talked about, right?
He's good, man. He's really good.
Hey, speaking of money, have you guys heard of Western Commerce Group?
I have not.
Never heard of Western Commerce?
No.
Never heard of Western. And you mentioned
Wait a minute, say Western Commerce.
Western Commerce.
What do they do? Is it have something to do with money or something?
There's no way you heard it. And see, Jeff mentioned not a lot of people have heard of KlutchShots, so it made me think
maybe it's by design. No one's heard of them, right?
You probably shouldn't have heard of them. There's no reason for you to have heard of them.
Yeah, I don't have.
I
have no commerce.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta have commerce to hear of Western Commerce Group. No, not Commerce, Texas.
We'd like some commerce.
Yeah, right.
Our title sponsor is Western Commerce Group, guys, for the show. We have a segment that we like to run here. There's absolutely no chance you're going to get it right.
Okay.
You got a chance.
Try me.
To get
Try
this
me.
right.
Try me.
I'll see how hard it is.
Let's play a little game here. So Western Commerce Group is the largest M&A advisory firm you've never heard of, which I'm glad you've never heard of it because it fits very nicely in their tagline here. Their strategic advisory firm focuses on family-owned and privately held businesses. Since its founding in 1998, the firm has completed transactions totaling $12 billion. That's with a B. And has advised 160 clients across more than 30 U.S. states, as well as Canada and Mexico. They closed a $1.6 billion deal recently, like in the last 12 months, by the way. They emphasize long-term client relationships, providing trusted advisory support that aligns with client strategic goals and preserves the legacy of their businesses. Out of Fort Worth, young man is running the company with his father. Father started it in the late 90s, and they're incredible people, strong Christian guys. They do a lot of deals, but they don't do too many, and they do the right ones. But I have a guessing game, okay? So going back here, each show, we're going to guess the industry multiple. So this is the valuation for those of you not finance-oriented. Revenue multiple or an EBITDA multiple that a company trades at. So a company's doing $1 million a year in profit. They trade at a certain amount, right? Could be $1 million.
10 times.
Could be, okay. If so, you got
5x, 3x, 10x.
Maybe in the mix. So we're talking about the metal fabrication and distribution industry. You guys know anything about the metal fabrication distribution industry?
Does that have anything to do with precious metals, or is it just metals like aluminum?
I think it's
Can't tell you.
Steel.
Can't tell you. Not telling you.
Okay. No, I got to say no. Jeff,
all right.
No.
I'm going to give you. We have a mean and a medium. So this is getting heavy into finance. You got averages and medians. You guys got to look this stuff up. We're not going to go in that.
Are we losing viewers on this?
No. We're not losing viewers. Guess the industry multiple. Metal fabrication just
100 times multiple.
Nope. Jeff?
2.5.
The mean is 10.4. The median is 7.4.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Jeff's good.
This is of EBITDA. Okay, revenue multiple 1.1 to 1.3. In your industry, in the app world, well, first, what industry are you positioned in? If you sold the company today, I mean, app is not an industry, right? But what industry, and then if there have been any trades, been any buys and sells, what have those been trading at?
So I have to say I'm a little disappointed. I thought you were going to bring building all this up. They sounded like perfect people to invest.
No,
But
hey, when you're ready to sell your company, that's what Western does.
Well, we got them as a sponsor right now, so
Yeah,
there's a
They
feature.
don't know about you.
So interestingly, so I think we're considered in a couple different industries. AI, obviously, but sports tech is kind of a big deal right now. So it's one that most of the or many billionaires are leaping into, and they're going into youth sports because again, one of the problems people can look at a problem and see it as a problem or see it as an opportunity, right? And so I think a lot of these investors see it the problems of a giant fragmented market and realize that's an opportunity. So I think sports tech and AI, and we're actually kind of creating our own new category. So the larger category being created right now is AI-powered sports content, which we're a part of, and specifically we do AI-powered instant highlights.
Okay.
So we'll grow into
which is a segment of sports content.
So we're not an industry; we're a category.
Yeah, which is it.
So .com, was that an industry or was that a category? That's kind of techie. A lot of people bought a lot of .coms, and
it was almost real estate, really, right? It was more of a real estate play.
So how does the app space versus modern day? How does the app thing fit into where .com was when it came on the scene and fizzled out and came back on the scene?
Yeah, so you interface with our product as an app, but there's a lot of like hard tech. So there's a lot of AI, computer vision, AI models, a lot of things behind the scenes. So it's not really, like you said, it's not really an app. Isn't really a category or
it's a category. It's not an industry.
Okay. It's a way.
Right?
It's a way.
I'd say it's a medium.
Yeah, it's a way people interface. It's more
just a way they access something.
So you're creating new real estate in thin air, right? Basically, so you're tangible but intangible at the same time.
Like, are people buying users? Is a buyer buying users? Are they buying revenue? Are they buying profit?
It's an interesting thing, and I'm learning, right? So I don't claim to have all the answers, but with us, so I think there's some people out there that are just spreading cash around to sponsor, sporting events and get their name out and awareness, and that's kind of a play for mind share and maybe getting users. We're doing more hard tech because I've been working on this. So I've been working on this problem for about a decade. So it's been a long time, and my background is media. And so I came at it from that perspective of high-end media, which is kind of what I did, and wanted to get that for my kids and realizing what a big problem it was. And so I've been working on this for a long time and building the kind of tech behind it and the hard tech. So we're doing true, we have unique AI models. We're getting to a place where we're using AI to train our own AI models. The term everybody, the tech guys uses really is machine learning, but it's AI to the general public. So we're doing really, really next level things with unique data sets, unique models, solving problems in a unique way from capture through distribution. And one of the things that I'll say is in AI and in this space, again, I came from media, and I had said for a while, this is a big player is going to be AI, right? And so generative AI, like everybody's seeing that now. And I said a couple of years ago, I'm completely getting out of media because in a few years, 70 to 80% of movies, TV, and commercials will actually be done with generative AI, right? And you're seeing that now. Like you see tons of content with AI, right? So I think I was right about that. But the key point after that was there's one thing in the world that will never be generative AI, ever. You know what that is?
Nope. No.
Well, you were one of them. You were a pro basketball player. Okay. So sports. Nobody wants AI Wemby or AI Cooper Flag or AI, Luka. They want the real deal.
Okay, so let's talk about what's next. I know you guys are always advancing the software. There's new features out there. You're doing something different. You're doing something I love more than any app that I've used. So I'm a believer. But take us, through the rest of the year, next several months, and then what you want our users and viewers to do. Do they need to come visit an app, a website? Do they need to show up at your house to give you some money? Like, what do they need?
So I will tell you we're hoping for early December to work with one of the partner organizations we're working with to launch our new UI UX. That's going to be pretty insane. We've shown some people, actually gotten an advisor out of it who loves it and was even working on something similar, but sees the benefit for this.
I got a sneak
long-term.
peek. Looks good.
It looks good.
Yeah.
So I think the profiles and user interface and user experience is a huge deal. So that'll launch hopefully December. And then we would love for people to just go check us out. So check us out on social media, on our Instagram, at the KlutchShots, or at the App Store, or on our website.
Nice.
KlutchShots AI.
That's with a K.
With a K. KlutchShots with a K.
All right, Steffond, I normally don't do this because, we have an end time. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
What about the stop?
You're gonna note us on
No, but when you said Shaq was one of the first to get in Google, we got to verify everything on that one.
Early investor in Google.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shaq's a smart guy.
He is.
He's a sharp.
No comment.
He's a sharp.
He's
Though I will tell you one thing, almost every event I go to where I talk to parents and kids, there's usually at least one person who sees this and goes like, how do I invest? Yeah. Like they see the problem and they get it.
That's why I double clicked on that several times. I think people are going to see it and go, use the app. This is the best app I've ever used. And then they want to be a part of it. So being able to have some sort of way or path for people to get there, if you can.
Yeah, and try it out. It's free. We have a trial period. Everybody can try out all the AI and everything. Just use the Pro feature, and it's free. If you don't like it, you can just delete it, no cost. But we think you'll like it.
Yeah.
I see one of the social media platforms or someone like gobbling you up, man. I really do see that.
We've heard a bit of that.
There's a couple components that I would like to add. That's why I'm asking, because I got it. It's right here. And once we do it, there's a guy, research this guy, Ray Clark and the marketing arm. Just research that.
Ray Clark. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. I think the X dollars a month times a certain number of users is not the value. The value is a platform that can serve up billions of better impressions, better video content out there, because there's no question that the before and after, like that we showed in the demo earlier, take a piece of content horizontally, you can't see what's going on, and then 2 seconds later, you can see everything that's going on in detail. Like you'd said, like, look at Pierce's arm. Look at the exact angle of his arm. That's where the magic is.
I just need you to give me a Ben Davis deal. Give me 1 year to present this to the NBA people that I know. And say, guys, I have a limited window here.
Would love it. Let's talk after
a limited window, and you better move quick, because somebody's gonna gobble this thing up. That would be the only thing I would be concerned about. Is there something about it that somebody that wants it sees a glitch or something that they say, we would do it in a heartbeat if it wasn't for this one thing, right? Or these things right here that we know in the future could be an issue. That would be the only concern I would have. But man, this is not a hard deal for anybody that's got a brain.
Yeah.
We think so. We hope so, I guess, is more like it. But thank you.
You proved it. I mean, as a founder for your baby girl, you did it for your baby girl. You did it for all the right reasons. It's a great story behind the whole concept.
No question. All right, guys. Till the next time. Thanks for joining the Lounge Beyond the Game edition. Steffond, good to see you. Jeff, thanks for coming in.